Elaine Shauger here, APS, a Perfect Swing Academy. I'm the second master to Daniel R. Shauger. He's the #1 master in the whole world of golf because of his down and up. Here's Daniel, your master.
Up to the half shot, and once you got the half shot, you're going to learn all this stuff with your sandwich. Going to make a good short game player out of you while you're learning the full swing. Once you've got this sandwich half shot down and you practice it quite a lot, the ball will go about half as far as it goes with your sandwich. For me, that's about 50 yards. If that's the case for every 8 shot, then I would get 12.5 yards. So 1 8 shot would go 12.5 yards, 2 8s or 1/4 would go 25, 3 8s would go 37.5. Half shot would go 50 yards because this club in normal play, I play for 100 yards. You need to find your own numbers. And I want you at first to be able to do this right away with every club set up to the 8-iron. Eventually you're going to want to do this with every iron club in your bag, so you can tell if you have a shot where you have to keep the ball low and have it end up a certain distance, you know it might be a 3/8 of a 4-iron. And you'll know what the shot will look like and you'll know how far it goes. So these are how these 4 up to the half shot.
I want to talk about Daniel, how he had to work all his life. He had to work undercover. When he worked at a PGA golf course or a PGA driving range, he could not pass out his business cards. He could not tell the instructors that he's doing down, out, and up a completely way of hitting the golf ball. He had to bring in his own students, but he had no problem. We are more popular in the foreign country than the USA. His students would come for a whole week from the foreign country. So he had no problem getting students. But he wasn't allowed to tell anybody at the driving range or at the golf course what he's doing. When I met him at the beginning, he told me that I couldn't tell anybody. I go, why's that? In order for me to work here, I can't tell people I'm doing a different golf swing. Really? So if someone would ask me, because they would watch Dan from a distance, they said, you want a lesson with him? I'll go, he's booked. We always had to tell people that he was booked because he couldn't take any people from the driving range. And tons of people were watching him from a distance. And all the time we had to say that he's too busy right now to take on any students because we wasn't allowed to take the students in order for him to work there at a PGA facility. We are doing a completely different way of hitting the golf ball, APS, a Perfect Swing Academy. So that's how he had to work all his life. I want to let the world know, because they don't know he had to be undercover. When he would shoot a video, he had to go way in the corner for no one to listen to him. So everything he did, he had to cover up at a PGA golf course or at a PGA driving range. When we did a boot camp at a PGA driving range, they would blank off like 6 stalls, flag it off, so people can't get near us to see what we're doing. So it's really rough, but we did it. I mean, we kept it undercover, but it's not going to be undercover anymore. We are doing a completely different golf swing. Right now, you keep your feet flat on the ground. We use our heels up and down. Right now, you have two bent or 2 straight. We always have 1 bent, 1 straight, back and forth. Right now, you hit the golf ball in front of the body. You're going to learn how to hit the golf off the right side to hit. Right now, you swing real fast. We swing slow. Right now, you have knees and back pains. We don't have that with our down, under, and up. See, we're completely different from the golf world. That's what I'm trying to tell the world, that there is a different way of hitting the golf ball, not just one way. And now, this is not for students that don't want to change your swing, because we're going to be changing your swing here. You're not going to be doing the same you did all your life. I want you to look at Don, D-O-N. I put Don up. I trained him from a distance on the Shark Game, the Palm Ritual, and the Little Cup DVD. Check him out. He stopped playing golf because he had backaches and lost distance. He kept taking lessons, and he could never get better. So I got him on my swing. He does not have to take lessons anymore, and he's hit it straight down the fairway. So check his video. He gave me 100 videos to put up. Check him out. Watch his golf ball go straight down the fairway with our down, under, and up. Here's Dan, your master again, talking about the levels going with the golf.
Up to the half shot, and once you got the half shot, you're going to learn all this stuff with your sandwich. Going to make a good short game player out of you while you're learning the full swing. Once once you've got this sandwich half shot down and you practice it quite a lot, the ball will go about half as far as it goes with your sandwich. For me, that's about 50 yards. If that's the case for every 8 shot, then I would get 12.5 yards. So 1 8 shot would go 12.5 yards, 2 8s or 1 quarter would go 25, 3 8s would go 37.5, half shot would go 50 yards. Because this club in normal play, I play for 100 yards. You need to find your own numbers. And I want you at first to be able to do this right away with every club.
I want to talk about something else. Daniel went out and bought 100 videos and DVDs on golf pros. He already has 2 golf pros, but the first book he wrote about my golf, and the second book is what he learned and what he wanted in it. So the second book, How to Kill the Ball book, he wanted a third person in his book. So that's why we're studying golf pros to see who he wanted to pick. And the 3 golf pros are Mr. Shauger, Mr. Austin, Mr. Hogan, all play a part in the down, under, and up. We do not just have 1 golf pro. We have 3 golf pros that make up the down, under, and up. So when I get Academy going school, all 3 names are going on my title, not just 1. It makes that Mr. Shauger, Mr. Austin, Mr. Hogan, all play in the down, under, and up. I want to talk about something else here. Daniel, if you study his short game, if you learn that half shot, you got to swing. In several videos, he will say, you learn my half shot, you got my swing down. So pay attention. He says it in a lot of his videos. You got my hot shot, you got my swing down. That means you don't need lessons anymore. So when you study the short game, do the half shot, you'll be hitting it straight down the fairway without knee or back pains. The next one is the pull and rub drill. He'll go over a detail on that one. The next one is the Little Club DVD. This teaches you how to hit the golf ball off the right side to hip. He'll go into detail on all his DVDs. I'm learning everything from Daniel R. Shauger. I'm Elaine Shauger. Come and join our team and learn how to do the down and up today, APS. Thank you. Have a nice Thursday.